and Coffee. I'm Waji.
I'm Madi, and tonight we have actress Chaka DeSilva with us. You brought something today.
I did.
Yay!
So you guys asked me to bring a toy from my past, but I like toys from the future because they actually take out the imagination that I used to have from toys in the past. This thing is incredible.
He is.
This is BB-8.
Yes.
You're probably gonna I don't know. You can do a close up a bit later.
Yeah.
You guys want to see it work now or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Make him dance.
Show us.
So all you
Do I
have to
sing?
do, it comes into charging if you feel like it. You know, you could. If you feel
Oh,
like
we don't
watching the
wanna
movie,
creep in.
did you watch the movie yet?
I did.
My friends suck.
I haven't seen the movie yet either, so don't worry. Maybe we can watch it together.
You guys should totally watch it
On
together.
Saturday.
What about tonight?
What about Friday?
So anyway, what you do is it comes with an app that you have to use Bluetooth for. And once you get the Bluetooth going and you download the app, you would unlock your phone first, and then you would go to the app, and that's it. It starts downloading BB-8 onto the toy BB-8. And as you can see here, it starts doing its Star Wars thing.
It's so cool.
And then BB-8 starts to download, and while it's downloading, take a look at what BB-8's gonna start doing.
Oh my god. He likes
And he starts doing his little thing, and we turn him
a
up.
little
Oh.
Christmas tree.
But this is the creepy thing. Okay, now he's activated. Okay, so I can put this down. I can move anywhere I want in the room with it. But when I pick him up, this is what's really it's eerie because he starts looking
Acting
around, and it looks so real.
It's
The
like
way he
those
does this.
Chinese dogs.
The pugs?
That
Oh, Sharpie? Sharpei?
that they were like it's gotten to a point where
my
they,
God.
it's gotten to the point where
This
they use them
is
as
this is the weird
pets.
part is that you can spin him around, and the head will always follow.
Oh my gosh, I
All right. You could also talk to him. You could say, BB-8. Hey, BB-8. Go explore.
don't mess up the set.
BB-8, mess up the set.
Don't mess up the set, dude. Does it go home?
Oh my
He'll
god.
go home. He'll go crazy.
Does he go back to his little thing and just?
No, he won't. He can't make it up there.
Oh, you're not so clever.
But what you could do is you could actually take control of him. You angle him by putting a
Maddie, he's
blue...
Dude, right at me.
By putting
He
the
was
blue
like,
dot
"Blue."
with you, you angle the blue dot with you. That's how you know he's facing you, and then that's it. Now you can just angle him, make him go wherever you want.
Ah, quiero besitos. Oh my god.
That is so
I
That's
quiero
it.
besitos.
And since he reacted to that, yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay, cool. Go away.
So that's it. That's BB-8 in a nutshell. You can do whatever you wish. I mean, they made it so that he actually... He's getting all drunk. They made it so that he's like a real robot. And that's what you really feel. That's why I like him as a toy.
Apparently, there's not much fandom in Georgia. There's a huge stock.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
There's a huge,
He's so cute.
huge stock. So we could also record a video with him, which we're about to do right now. Let's see.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Ah,
recording.
look at us!
So let's send a message to BB-8
Well,
right
I
now.
can't see me.
Get
You're not in there.
And here we go.
BB-8, tell Waji to go watch Star Wars tonight.
Yes, please.
On Friday.
No, now.
After the
Now.
New Year.
So you could transmit that. Now it's transmitting to BB-8, and I'm going to show the camera now, but
Does he like
after he
hologram it?
transmits, you could just show BB-8 on this. Just angle it, and here we go.
Oh, look how cool. We're right there. Like in the movie.
Yeah, well, holograms.
Yeah.
So you guys are all holograms. You see it right there.
That's awesome.
I love it.
That's super cool. You're my only hope.
When you turn them off, that's the only minus. Because once you turn the app off, he turns off.
Okay.
So you can't really record BB-8 on your own phone. And then you put him back in this charging port, and then he's just going to sit there and
I am
charge.
not impressed with this. That's where he should have just gone.
You know what? If there was a ramp, he could. You need to build a ramp.
You build a ramp.
You need
Get
to
on
build
it
a ramp.
and sell it.
Why would I need to do that? Star Wars needs to do that.
And then
Tell Disney to do that.
We just gave you ideas. Copyright it.
Yeah,
Poison copy.
Disney, I need a ramp.
You owe us money.
patent pending.
That's it.
That's so.
That'd be a good accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
BB-8 ramp.
and then it's like, whoa.
A little ramp.
And it'd be cool to add that too. You just say BB-8 charge, go home,
Go home.
and he'll just climb right back on the ramp.
I mean,
You're welcome. I mean,
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Somebody jump on that.
poison coffee.
That would be great. Put polka dots on it.
I feel like I've known you forever.
Yeah, yeah.
We have, yeah, I have. But were you born and raised in Miami?
I was born in Miami, raised in the Bahamas.
Oh, totally unexpected.
And then I was brought back into Miami again because I hated the Bahamian life because it's
Really?
it's all sugar canes and coconuts. If you wanted your own food, you had to go get it. I mean, it was like stickball that we played, hide and seek. None of these board games, electronics. When my mom brought me to America, she brought me here from 2 till about 5 years old when she took me back, and I didn't want to come back. I mean, I didn't want to stay. I wanted to come back.
Oh, okay.
So I came here because when she was here with me for that little amount of time, I had Nintendo and I had all this technical stuff that is in America, and that's it. I couldn't resist. I had to stay with that stuff because I'm a video game fan, born and raised since I was 5.
Yeah.
All the way up to now. I'm 40 years old now.
So how many years were you what age were you in the Bahamas?
Let's see. So from 5. Let's see. I was born here, taken 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 4 years in the Bahamas.
Okay.
As a kid, which really 2 of those years I remember.
Yeah.
Really, because when I was 2, 3, you don't really remember those ages. But 4 or 5, that's when I started realizing, no, I don't like it here. And I guess I would complain so much that she brought me back over. That's when she married my father. My father's Cuban. Don't really know much about him because he left early. But who cares about him? My mom raised me, so that's all I care about.
Right.
And she brought me over here. It's in Little Havana. That's where I was raised first. And then
Wow, Little Havana, represent, Cayocho, stand up.
for whatever it's worth. And so
It's not Hialeah.
I was taken from Little Havana to West Miami, and then that's where I stayed since. West Miami till I was about
So when you
20 something, whatever.
That's when you ran into him. In
what
West Miami.
age were you when you hit the block?
West Miami, where?
It was about 13, 12?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, about 12 or 13 was when I hit the block, and that's when we met.
That's cool.
Yeah,
How cute.
it was crazy.
That's cool. Okay.
I've never regretted since.
Until now.
I heard you were a mascot.
I was the Cobra mascot.
You were the Cobra mascot for South Miami.
I should have
South
taken
Miami Cobra.
these questions, I swear.
You were the best. Matter of fact, if I recall, you were the best mascots that Miami had.
We can't just skip over this.
What? Those were the best times.
Why were you? What? Okay.
So
Tell me about the mascot.
all right, so no, this is gonna be perfect setup. So you thought that I was the best mascot of all time.
Yeah, because before
Why?
you, what?
Why?
What? Okay, the pep rallies were the best when you were the mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Because before you was George
You guys remember
Ramirez. Yes, I remember I had a crush on him.
Okay.
And that was
Find
before
that guy on
I got
Facebook.
there. But I remember the pep rallies that were not as good. But you being the South Miami mascot was awesome.
Thank you.
What was it? A cobra?
It was a big cobra with it was stupid. It was a mix. It was a big giant cobra foam head that didn't look like really a cobra except for the wings that I had, and then football pads with sneakers is what I wore. And I remember I had the Pippins back then.
Oh my gosh.
I was the
Yes.
Scottie Pippins, and I guess our school was poor because I was the only one wearing the Scottie Pippins. Oh no, it was the Rodmans. It had the hoop because it represented the hoops that you. So it was the Rodmans. No one in the school bought the Rodmans. So whenever they saw the Rodmans, they're like, "Oh, it's Chaka." Because I was the only one in the school wearing the Rodmans.
Rodman.
That
was it.
cool. That's cool. You stuck out.
Incredible! How the hell in a school with what 1,000 kids?
Yeah, because you have to remember.
Does only one guy wear the Rodmans?
That was during the time of. That was during the time of. Hold on.
Of Rodman going through his face.
No. I'm sneaker wise. That
Oh.
was during the time of the girls were wearing the LA Gears. They were wearing what else were they wearing?
I don't know. I was wearing Payless shoes. My mom hated
91,
that
92, 93.
Oh, that's awful.
Huh? The Keds? The
Keds?
Keds.
Keds. Adidas. That's when I wanted my Adidas.
Jordans
Adidas.
didn't come in. The phase of the Jordans didn't come in until 94.
Okay.
So,
Adidas.
yeah, that they started really coming in. So in our school, nobody was rocking anything but that.
Yeah.
So anytime you were coming out, we were like,
Yeah.
of course we knew. Who.
And I was always against the grain, man, because you know that's that Miami life, Miami style. Hey, everything's popular. I gotta go follow it. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You
I'm a
know,
rebel.
Matrix came out. Everybody's like, oh, go see it. Go see it. No,
Why? What you got against the Matrix?
no, because it was popular. But then when I saw it on video, I was like, oh my god, I regret this. I wanted to see it in the theater. This sucks.
That's how I feel.
This is why, you know, when people say I don't want to see Star Wars and I want to wait for it to get on video,
You're like, no, I
they're
can't
making a
let you do
huge
that.
mistake.
Yeah.
They should go out and see that now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
because they're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
Were you also the mascot?
2016
Flips it back.
regrets.
Look at it.
You went to Kinlock?
I went to Kenlock.
You weren't the mascot for Kinlock?
No.
Okay.
No, no.
How,
I
how
wrestled.
did you end
Did
up
they have a
as
mascot at Kenlock at middle school? They have
I
a
don't
mascot?
know. I didn't
The
have
Scorpion?
No, I mean, did you have a mascot at middle school?
No.
Oh no,
I think
you
middle
went to
school
I went
had
to
it.
private.
Catholic school.
Yeah,
We
they
didn't
weren't
have any of
allowed.
that stuff.
They were not allowed to be
Jesus
fun.
was your mascot.
No, we were the Mustangs.
Okay.
But we
you
didn't have anybody like dressed up as a Mustang.
Can you imagine? You went to
Awesome.
In
all
high
girls
school, we did. It was the Bobcats, and we did have a girl dressed up as a Bobcat.
Oh,
We
okay.
had mascots.
All right.
And it was an all-girls Catholic high school.
How cute are you?
Adorable.
With Z Cavaricci's on their Bobcat?
Oh my
No.
god.
That was
That
after. No, in
was
high
like during
school-
the Kinlock
High
years.
school was
Yeah,
Jenko.
that was middle, yeah.
High school was Jenko years.
Oh, okay, Jenko.
Oh yeah, because you guys went through that.
Because I had my ID shirt with my
How did you
Edwins.
get into the whole mask? How did that even happen? Like, how were you like, I'm gonna be the mascot?
I'll say, now that's why I wanted her to say such great things about the mascot. Because I only did to get out of class early for 5 minutes.
But
That's
still, you were
it.
awesome.
That
You
was
were
it.
the
What did he
best
do?
Well, I
mascot.
mean, you
so
know, while you're
awesome.
having, you know, you're like, oh, you'd be out there having fun. Yeah, but I was, the reason why I was having fun was because I got out of class early for 5 minutes. Like each and every class, I got out early for 5 minutes. Or 5 minutes before.
Did you not like your years at South Miami?
Wow, see, just from that, you guys should know now.
No.
I thought it could be better. I really did. I hit a snag in South Miami where I didn't graduate on time. I was supposed to graduate in 95, and then I had to go to night school, and this is where I hated South Miami from that. Because they said I was down by, I was missing half a credit. And the half a credit was their fault. And this is the way...
Because you were a mascot.
This is the way South Miami works. No, half the credit was because we took a Japanese class that was instrumental, that was experimental. And the Japanese class was out in the fields, you know, where the little huts were, the little trailers or whatever they have. So we had that. They only did Japanese class. It was a full credit. They had a Japanese teacher, authentic. She taught us Japanese. We were learning everything. All right. And then in the middle of it all, they switched her because they couldn't afford her. So she flew back to Japan, and they gave us a white lady that was just there in Japan learning the fundamentals and modern arts of Japan. And she told us the history of Japan. She didn't teach us the
Japanese.
language.
Yeah.
So because of that switch, now the credit from a full credit turned into half a credit.
Oh, that's lame.
And so everybody that was passing, but I needed that full credit to pass, so they cut my credit in half, and now I had to do night school.
Oh, that sucked.
So it was their fault.
So were you there?
No.
Were you in South Miami during Hurricane Andrew? Or that was before you?
Yeah, no, I think I was. I slept
You
through
were the
it.
first year of Hurricane Andrew.
I slept through it, yeah.
So you were actually there when the new Cobra came in.
Yeah. I just left when he came in, and so I saw what it looked like. Amazing outfit, which I was really hating on him even more because it actually looked like a cobra. It had the scales and everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, you mean
No,
like
and
real
then,
cobras?
Well, the cobra.
I don't know
Real
what we're
cobra.
talking
Because we
about.
had the
Real cobra,
cobra
throw it out
on. We had the cobra, the original cobra, which is in the lobby now.
Yeah.
From
The-
the Serpentarium.
In the, it was on the top of the roof, and then Hurricane Andrew
Fell.
blew it,
Yeah.
and they put another one smaller, crappier, and then the original one is
Part of
inside
my
the
outfit.
lobby. Okay, so moving on. You were a wrestler for a bit there too.
Oh my God, these questions. Yeah.
Oh, we take it back. We take it back.
Yeah.
This is when I knew you.
The wrestling actually
Really?
was the wrestling
Yes.
was actually during the school, like during high school,
Yeah, but then you did it.
and then I kept on doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stuck with it. I don't know where to start. I mean, you guys want to guide me in here, or what? You guys want me to like wing it?
So you did wrestling in high school.
Well, I did the amateur wrestling in middle school.
Yeah, you were in
Okay.
Kinlock doing
Yeah, I
it.
was doing amateur wrestling. We got 4th place districts. We went almost all the way. And then after that, I went to high school where we did, there was no wrestling because I hated the wrestling coach there.
Oh.
Because he was just sort of a stick in the mud. I don't know. Can you say dick? I don't know.
Why not?
he was a sort of a, I really
He
didn't
was
meet.
Richard.
Me and him didn't really get along. I didn't see eye to eye with him. His soldiers were soldiers. They weren't wrestlers. They weren't like a family like I was in Kenlock where everybody was, oh guys, after the match we all went to Burger King and he treated us, it was great.
Oh, that's cool.
But in this it was just like let's go, driving force, let's
Yeah.
go. Quit. If you quit then you go home. Everything
Very
was like
Greco-Roman.
so I said I'm not joining this, and I always saw wrestling. We always did like backyard wrestling as kids. We're kids,
Yeah.
so we do that stupid stuff. But the thing about me was that I always like to. The thing about me was that I always like to push it further. Like when the kids are like doing backyard wrestling, we're like, oh, okay, they would quit. They were like, that was fun. Let's move on to something else. I'm like, no, man, this is good. Let's see what more stuff we could do. And they were always like, no, Chaka, that's it. It's over. The fun's over. And I was always like, no. I want to continue this. Like I was loving this kind of thing because it was like it was cool. We're doing what we see on TV, and I'm like, how can I get more into this? So I started asking around. At the time, there was like some gang members that I used to know because I got really popular really fast with gang members, with alumni, with teachers, with I was like all around. You get along
Especially
with
during that time.
with you and everything. And then Maddie came later. So I get along with everybody. That really no one can find fault with me, or at least few people can. And so I asked those people. I was like, listen, can you help me out? I want to be a wrestler. Where can I start? And they knew some gang members knew some wrestlers and knew some bouncers because they go to strip clubs and they talk with them and they're like, it just happened to be, they talk with the bouncers when they go do their cigarette break and the bouncers like, oh yeah, I wrestle.
Well, Level became an MMA fighter.
No.
Yeah, he did. And
Do you know Rudy?
Rudy, yes, I
Yeah.
remember Rudy.
Toxic. He became an MMA fighter. And he's in Germany
Georgie
right now too. I think.
Molchas,
No,
he
really?
became an MMA fighter too. So they were all practicing in Homestead.
And these are all people that I was talking to, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
I all talked to them, asked them, and so that's cool how they follow behind
Yeah.
it. They just did but they did MMA.
Yeah, they got
That's,
into MMA.
That's not,
No,
I
that's
like
not what you
wrestling.
Remember, you're talking about the street
Yeah.
gang fighters.
I like wrestling.
No, but you did
because
the wrestling. Like you had
It was
you had a
safe.
personality.
It was safe. Yeah,
Right?
it was good. It was hardcore.
It was
we beat
great.
each other, but everybody knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So long story short, I found a good coach in Larry Lane. He coached in Davie, Florida. And then Larry Lane threw me on to Rusty Brooks. And Rusty Brooks trained with Rocky Johnson, who is, Dwayne Johnson's father, And so Rocky Johnson and Rusty Brooks trained me a little bit. And then I really got trained by a lot of, I'm showing my age here, but this guy named, what's his name now?
That's how we should.
Oh, shoot.
Sorry.
The mind goes.
I hate
Senior
this.
moment.
I hate this is having a senior moment. Oh shoot! But it was Duke the Dumpster Josie, Rusty Brooks, and the name's gonna come to me. But Rocky Johnson, they trained me at his place, and then I joined CCW. From CCW, then I went into my first real match, which was for TNA. We did like a battle royal, and this was great because I'm loving this kind of thing because it's acting,
Yeah.
And then I did it for 5 years, I think it was. Norman Smiley, that was his name. I knew it. Norman Smiley. Then he threw me to Norman Smiley, and if you guys know who Norman Smiley is, you know that that guy's great. So they threw me there. I did it for 5 years, and I quit because the pain was too severe. And it was just, I got one concussion. I think I got dislocated clavicle. I moved to Gulf Breeze, Florida, to live with this dude, Adrian Street's Bizarre Bazaar. And you can visit him on his website, adrianstreetsbizarrebazaar.com. And he trained me professional. That's what there I wrestled with Doc Savage, I think his name was, and then Doc Savage introduced me to other wrestlers, and it was just incredible the amount of people I did. And that's when I started meeting like other wrestlers that would wrestle outside of WWF, that it was called, now it's WWE, where with like Mr. Perfect, and I would wrestle with either Scott Orton, I think it was, Kevin Sullivan.
What?
Who was the other one? I'm one of Undertaker's minions, but not Undertaker. But Mr. Perfect was the main one. I only bring him up because we wrestled one night. He was the highlight event, obviously. It was him and Mr. Ass. And then they all wrestled in the ring, and I was like the opening act because I was just still green. And I opened up, and when the whole match was over, we all stayed in the same hotel room, like me and Mr. Perfect. I'm like, my God, I seen you as a kid, and now I'm wrestling with, you're staying with me in this hotel room. This is amazing. And I remember I used to wear a lot of bandanas back then. And he used to grab my bandana and he used to wear it, and he'd be like, yo, B, what's up, yo? Yo, look at me, I'm wearing a bandana. I'm like, yo, stop being stupid. And then I remember the next week after, he died.
Oh my God.
From a heart attack.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, no, but, and I was in denial because I was like, dude, we had like so much fun in the hotel room. How can he die like that week after?
Oh my gosh.
And it was back then when WWE was still in their early infancy with steroids and all this, and everybody was taking steroids. And so it happens. They didn't know the doses that you need to take back then because it was the 80s. It's not like now where steroids is actually, measured, and you could, it's still illegal, but you measure it and you could take it and still be good. Before it was just, you stick it in your butt or you stick it in your arm and you don't know how much you took, and you're like, well, it's going to help me work out. And that's it. I never took any of that stuff. I only took the painkillers, but I was still scared that I might get addicted to painkillers. Yeah. So I quit. I said, no, I love the acting though. There's nothing like hearing people cheer your name in the ring. There's just nothing like it. I can't even describe it. It's like describing a color to a blind person. It's just, you just gotta feel it. Once you hear people cheer your name, I knew right off the bat that I have to be in some kind of entertainment. Yeah. Because this is great. And some of it also comes from, my mom never gave me much attention because, God bless her, she's trying to pay the bills. She's a single mom. She's got like everything I did. Like I would go to basketball, camp when I did wrestling, amateur wrestling. When I would join the Golden Knights or whoever at the park, whatever.
Oh my gosh, the Golden Knights.
When I was either swimming, doing my dives off of the diving board, I became a lifeguard and everything, and I would always tell her, come see me. She's like, I have no time to see you. I gotta pay the bills. What the hell's wrong with you? Go fix dinner, go do your homework, do whatever. And it kind of hurts, I understand where she's coming from, but it hurts that your mom is not supporting you. So, to all parents out there, please,
But she is supporting you. It's just not
she's supporting me in not the way I wanted.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Supporting in a different way.
But she is, I love her to death. She brought me up as best way she could. And I went and got my attention elsewhere. Yeah. And that's what I did. So wrestling wasn't working for me. So I quit. And I just had to sit there and I said, how am I going to get back?
When did you quit wrestling?
That was 2002.
2002.
That I quit.
So then, when did you start acting? Like, not wrestling.
Acting came in a weird way. Because when did acting come out? I know I needed to go to New York. I didn't know how. Some friends of mine, they bought me my ticket, which are Alex and Monica. They don't even realize, they don't remember how long ago it was, but they bought me my plane ticket to New York City. I have it on my phone. Everybody, I have you guys on there too. Everybody who's helped me through life, I mark on the phone.
Oh, it's cool. I like that idea.
I have like a list, and I say these are people who I'm never gonna forget, and somehow, some way, I'm gonna help them somehow. Because once you make it, some guy told me in the Apollo, his name is Mecca. He told me like the best way possible. I think I told you that earlier or a long time ago. He told me that, listen, when you get on that elevator and you start rising to the top, okay, you finally make it to that top layer that you can't ever go like higher, and you become big, you got to always remember to send the elevator back down again.
I like that.
You know, he told me that, and that stuck with me. It's like sent a chill down me. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
So always remember to help out people. That when you make it, when you finally, another way to look at it is if you're building a house, okay, and you have all the pieces that you need for your house, okay, you got to be selfish. You got to do what you need to do to make that house count. If your friends come and tell you, I need that piece of wood, can you give it to me for my house? You tell them, no, I need all these pieces for mine. I'm sorry. So right now you can't do anything. You're like, right now I'm working on me to make me strong, to make this house strong. Once you do that, then you could always tell your friends, hey, remember when you offered, you wanted a piece of wood from me? Now I could offer you my home. You could actually stay in the home. That's it. That's another way of looking at it. Yeah. So right now I'm building myself right now. All right. And I got to do this, so that I'm making that list for all those people that have come into my life and wanted that piece of wood, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't help them, even though they're not asking for help. You guys are not asking for help, but I'm marking it down anyway because you guys have helped me.
Yeah.
And you got to send that elevator back down again to them.
Send the elevator down.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. What was your first acting gig?
Paying gig? You talking about?
What was the first thing?
First one was in high school. I did Romeo and Juliet. I was Mercutio.
Mercutio!
Oh my gosh!
That was earlier.
Oh my gosh! That's so cool.
That's a good part.
Please don't tell me the lines because I totally forgot them all.
No.
I totally forgot the lines.
That's a good part. So that was your first. What was your first paying gig?
Yeah, first paying gig. Now.
That's the one that.
That's the one that matters. That's the one that matters. First paying gig was, let's see, student film. It was called, I think, To Snowy Nowhere.
Ooh.
It was a cool little short. I think it was.
Uh-huh.
It was like under the table pay because I remember the director, and he told me that when we did the film, it was a cool film. It was a little short film they did, like a student kind of thing, and it was about like this big dude, obviously. It was like a construction worker, and the brother and the sister in the film are hard at war with each other because the brother's trying to get the sister to stay in college, and she wants to drop out.
Oh. And
so he hired this big dude to like stage a kidnapping to like try and scare her to get back into the school.
Oh my god.
And then everything goes wrong, of course, but at the end we all become friends, us three. And she ends up deciding that she wants to go back to school anyway. The brother didn't need to do that to her. She wanted to do it anyway, so it was all for nothing. But we all just became friends though. Like she found a new friend in me, and these two found out more about each other, so we all became friends at the end. And at the end of the whole film, it was filmed in Connecticut. It was really cold. To Snowy Nowhere is not just a title because it snowed like crazy over there. It was on a farm. I was cold as hell. And at the end of the film, I remember he came up to me and he was like, I know that student films are not supposed to pay or whatever, but here's like $50, bro, because you did really good.
That's awesome.
And I will never forget it. And I was like, holy crap, man, thanks. I didn't say no. I was like, thanks, I really appreciate this. And so that was my first paying gig. And from that point on, I'm like, if I'm getting paid for this, I can't stop. I can't say, no, it's okay, So I started making some ground rules for myself. I said, if I'm going to work for someone for free, I would have to know them. I would have to know them. Like, there would have to be a really good friend. Otherwise, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because this is, if you're going to pay, or...
Well, we pay you with coffee.
Or... But it's not a film. This is a show. It's nice. It's a comfy home. Thank you for inviting me to your home, guys, by the way.
Oh, always.
Yeah, this is really, really nice. And so the other way that I will, not accept pay is if you're not paying the boom guy, if you're not paying the crew, the camera guy, whatever, then yeah, I have no reason I have no right to ask for money, the actor, whatever. But if you're paying the boom guy, and this is for young actors out there too, or whoever's watching to be a young actor, if the boom guy, especially the sound dude, the camera guy, they're all getting paid, but the director's like, you're the guys or the actors, I can't afford, I can only give you a copy of the film and maybe some pizza. Don't work for them. Don't work. Because if they could pay those guys for their equipment, your equipment is this, okay? Yeah. This is all your equipment. They need to pay you for that, and you're the face of the film. so don't let them mislead you into thinking, oh well, okay,
Yeah.
I don't really have, a piece of, equipment that's,
That's good
that's like
advice because
sound or
people
whatever.
are hungry. you
No,
know?
I mean I understand you need to get, you need to get your face out there. You need to get exposure.
And
but
that's the way they
please,
see it too.
please.
Like, oh, it doesn't matter. At least
Please
it's
fight
something.
it. Yeah, fight it.
I think that's
If-
a big thing
yeah.
for anybody who's in anything arts driven.
Yeah.
Like you'll get that so many times. Like, oh, but the exposure.
Yeah.
Like you can't take exposure to the bank. You can't
Yeah.
deposit exposure.
Yeah.
You can't pay your light bill with
Yeah.
exposure.
Yeah.
you
Especially
know?
if the camera guy and the director and
Yeah.
everybody's getting paid and you're not. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
It really doesn't make any
Exactly.
sense.
You
know.
can you got to build your own exposure on your you handle your own exposure.
Fight
Just
for something.
pay-
Fight for
exactly.
$20. Fight for $10.
Yeah.
Something. Just tell them something.
Yeah, exactly.
That way, you have your self-respect. You're like, I'm getting
Exactly.
paid for a job that I was hired for, not just in pizza or the video cam. That should come naturally.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you should really get paid on top of that. So yeah, that's advice to anyone out there. Because
That's
I had to
good.
learn the
That's
hard
good
way.
advice.
I really had to learn the hard way.
I like that. When did you move to New York?
Moved to New York, I think it was, I want to say 2007? Because it's been like, 8 years? So how long would that be? I'm not so awful at math.
2015, so 8 years ago was 2007.
It was?
Yeah,
Oh, it's 7. I was right.
yeah.
So 2007, I moved over there.
Wow.
Moved over there, man.
So you were already there. You had been there for a while when I went to visit.
Yeah.
I went in 2010.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Wow. It's so looking back, it's like,
I know, it's mind blowing.
holy shit.
What was it like in New York acting wise?
Hard. There
Yeah.
was nothing around. I mean, there was a lot of things around, but for someone who's inexperienced and doesn't know anything and was a hot mess, because when I got over there, this is the first time I ever been away from mom and away from anyone, all my friends. I didn't know no one in New York.
Yeah.
But you made it.
It was rough. Yeah,
Really.
You made it.
it was rough. Yeah, but so I couldn't find much work, but I did find schools to go to, workshops eventually, and those workshops led into learning, who the casting directors were.
Yeah.
The casting directors liked me. They said, you have a great look. You could be a career bad guy. I heard this from all the time. I mean, this has followed me throughout my whole career. It's like, you're the bad guy. You're always the bad guy. You look so menacing. Oh my God, the camera loves you. Oh, you have a great voice. Oh my God, you should be in voice acting. Oh, everything. And I'm like, well, where do I sign?
Yeah, well, how we got started.
It's like, okay, if you like all this stuff about me, let's do this.
Yeah.
And New York was always like, oh, in time, we'll work with you. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know when that's gonna be, but
Yeah.
I'm already like, I'm in my late 20s right now. I'm about to be 30 in New York. When is that gonna happen? So
My brother, he's also an actor.
Yeah.
So one of the things that was coming close to him cutting acting out of his life was that he moved to LA. He was in LA for 10 years.
okay,
And
He took the plunge.
what he learned mostly was it's like a battlefield. LA wants New York resumes. New York wants
Yeah.
LA resumes. So it's like, no, you're
But
not gonna.
see, this is
Oh,
natural-
you live here. We don't want you. We want the people from LA.
this is
But-
human nature though. We
Yeah.
all do it. It's not acting. It's in everything. Relationships, jobs. You always want what you can't have.
Yeah, that's pretty much
That's
how
it.
it.
That's how, and then you have to play the field like that. You have to build up your New York resume, not expecting anything, and then take that New York resume to LA.
Yeah, that's what he did. He
That's
built
it.
it up, and then he moved to Connecticut, and he's been working in New York ever since.
Yeah, because if your follow-up question is where do you live now,
Well, we already know. where we live now.
it would be
But
Atlanta,
yes.
and Atlanta is the best thing that's ever happened to me because I have that New York resume.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's incredible what's happening in Atlanta. I am so content now. I'm at the spot where not where I need to be, but it's great being there. I'm more positive now. I mean, that old Chaka is gone. It's incredible how much like one state moving from state to state changes you. Like Miami is that small now. I used to think Miami was like the biggest thing in the world.
Right.
Nothing else matters. I'm Miami 305, yeah, and
And then you're like, I take it back.
I get to New York and I'm like, holy crap, man, this is about as big
I
as
don't even
Miami.
matter.
This,
Yeah.
this is just as big as Miami. What the hell's going on here?
Little tiny island.
Yeah, and everybody's got their same attitude, but it's all from different countries. And I'm like, wow, I'm learning from different places and different foods, different, culture. And then
Indian food.
and then you go from there to Atlanta, and you're like, damn, everything is calm here. Everybody's so friendly. It's like, what? There's so many different places in America that you could go to. And just get up and go. That's all you got to do. Don't get comfortable. That's another advice I'm giving people. Don't get comfortable in your everyday job. Like, some people just want to get through the day. And I know it takes courage to just go to a job that you hate and get through the day and just do that. But to me, that's creating spiritual suicide. That's just killing you inside. You got to get out of that, get free, do whatever you want.
Take the plunge.
Take the plunge, man. If there's something that you want to do, that you always wanted to do, it's never too late. Even if you have kids, a husband, a wife, it's never too late. You could work it out and just do it. Try it. Incorporate it. I'm not saying leave the country or leave the state. Try and find things that are there, but do it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna come home for and just be like, damn, man, I wish I was I could make one of these BB-8s. I wish I was a carpenter. I wish I was doing something better with my life. A little taller. Wish I was a baller.
Chaka, you auditioned for Batman Returns?
Batman Returns.
Which one was the Batman that would happen here and there was an audition at the beach and you went to? Wasn't it the one with the...
Was that back in high school?
Yeah.
Then it was.
Batman Returns?
It was the Joel Schumacher crap.
The one with the Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin. I think that was just playing now. They were just playing around.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was, and I was so gullible, why would they take a kid off the street to become the new Robin?
Right.
Why? Instead of getting a professional. I think they just wanted to see what kind of talent was out there that could do something maybe later on, like as a minor character, and then build him up. And maybe the Robin thing was inspiration. It gives you focus. But they're not going to pick someone out of the crowd just to be Robin in this big multi-million-dollar, picture. No. But I did try out for it. I don't know if I got close or not, because back then, again, it's the same as now. Ethnicity is really important, and you cannot have a black Robin running around.
Yes, you can.
Especially like a black Native American Robin, all this mix. It's like, no, we don't know where to put this guy. Forget that. That's too confusing. Even though the movie was too confusing, but still, it's like, oh, this is even more confusing. Yeah. So no, I think they were just like auditioning for something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I mean, look at Gabrielle Citadel. She auditioned off the street for Precious, and she got the job. That was like a long shot, and she did it. I forgot this guy's name that did that Tom Hanks movie, Captain whatever. It was in the Tom Hanks movie. He played the pirate in the movie that captured Tom Hanks' ship in the movie, and he had a big role. He was the main villain. And he went in there off the street.
Yeah. The one that hit last year, right?
And he got an Oscar nomination, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like, holy crap. So that was a long shot. So it happens. It does happen. But I don't think that was.
It's definitely the exceptions to the rule.
Yeah. Those two were serious drama movies. This is Batman and Robin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What were the, as far as going back to the changes between New York and stuff, what were the main differences as far as from an acting point of view between New York and Atlanta? Like, what was the
main differences? Oh, okay, that's a good one. That's kind of easy. Main differences is business. New York is all about business. How much can you give me? How much can you make me? How much can you sell me?
Okay.
So your face is the selling point. You got to nail auditions. Give me money.
Okay.
We freelance with you. They'll freelance the hell out of you. They'll work with you to a certain point. Once they see that you're making enough money, then they'll sign with you and sign a contract and be like, okay, now you're binding with us because we see your profit. The way Atlanta works is, you have a great image. Mm-hmm. People. I mean, I like you. I think you could be a great villain or whatever. I think you could actually. There's a what I want to say. There's potential for you to be in this. There's profit also to be in this. But they don't look at the profit. They look at how talented you are.
Okay.
So they're all about talent. Like, they're like, yeah, you act really, really well. Even if they don't hire you, I want you on my team because you're really good.
Oh, that's okay. Cool.
And that's the difference.
Yeah. That's
the main difference between. And it's really, like, I would rather talent than money any day.
Yeah.
Because New York has already made their money. I mean, New York has already made their talent, not their money. They've already made their talent. They went through a dark age where it was the red light district in the 80s, and agents were combing the streets saying, hey, you have a good look. You want to be, you want to work for me? And that's the New York that I thought I was going to get into.
Yeah.
That was young Robert De Niro, young Al Pacino. People didn't know who the hell these guys were. Film was just new.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, wow, this is like crazy. And then so agents were like, we need good actors. Okay, you have a great look. You work for me. And I was expecting that kind of stuff where I was in there already in the modern age, 2000.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't have been so gullible, but hey, you live and learn.
Yeah.
But Atlanta is like, is upcoming. It's the new Hollywood.
Yeah.
Atlanta's got a lot. They've got Walking Dead. They've got, the Vampire Diaries. They've got the originals. They have all these new Disney signed with Georgia Peach. They're doing all these new Marvel movies that are filmed now. They're doing Doctor Strange over there now. They're filming. They just finished filming Civil War, Captain America: Civil War.
That was in Atlanta.
Yeah,
nice.
I was in Atlanta, and so they're up and coming. They're new, so they're doing the same thing New York is doing. They're like, hey, you want to work for me? You have a good look. You want to work for me?
Yeah,
this is great.
They're building.
So this is the perfect time for me to be there. It was just all the planets were aligned. I hate saying that. It sounds like stupid, corny, cliche.
I know, but
but it happened. I landed there right when this is happening, and it's like everything was just perfect.
Did you have a hunch that it was built? That's why you went there. Like you.
I didn't have a hunch. I didn't have exactly. I didn't have a hunch. I heard my drama teacher say, "Hey, why don't you move to Atlanta? Because Tyler Perry Studios is over there also."
Oh, okay.
You have a lot of ethnicity in you, and New York really is really picky about that. But Atlanta, they're mostly black over there, and they do a lot of black films and do a lot. I think you have more of a chance over there.
Wow.
But I didn't know about the.
It's kind of sad that it's still like that. My God.
Yeah,
but whatever.
It
works in your favor.
Well, I mean, you look at movies now. I mean, look at what this what was it the Ridley Scott film that's out or that came out is already done. Gods and Kings, I think it was called.
Oh, the whole thing with the.
You're talking about
the Egyptians.
You're talking about Christian Bale and
like
Sigourney
all these white
Weaver,
guys and white people,
the two whitest people in the country, playing Egyptians. Okay, so racism is still out there. It's like you could tell me that you couldn't find an Egyptian to play this role.
Yeah.
Or
even somebody that maybe kind of looks.
I don't even want to get started with that. I just don't want to get started. Everybody's making like this big deal about there's we want Bond to be black. Like they have Idris Elba up for the role of Bond, and everybody's like, no, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the people that freaked out about the Star Wars, like one of the main characters being black and a potential black Jedi. And
that too, that's right.
And they lost their minds.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they even lost their minds about a girl being a potential Jedi. And it was like, really?
So it is really? Still out there. So you can't say no. It's about talent. No, it's still out there. Just no one talks about it. You gotta scoot aside and be like, okay, it's there,
and you do what you do.
It's the elephant in the room. You know it's there. You just don't want to talk about it, and that's it. So you just do your best as you can,
and you make it work for your benefit, like what you just did. Going, okay, fine. That's pretty cool.
I don't mind.
Being a Miamian.
Okay.
Do you see that? Is there anything for aspiring actors here? I remember during my time. This was like 98, 99 when I was.
It felt like there was something happening, right?
During the time when I was doing the
right,
acting.
Bad Boys and all these movies.
Burn Notice is still over here, I think.
There was a lot of classes. My acting coach was Sherry Faith. She did the method acting technique. Okay. So we had a lot of that.
So like what Meisner you're talking about?
So during the time Yes.
Okay.
So during the time we even had Meryl Streep come in and supervise one of our before we did the play for Shakespeare, belongs to Shakespeare.
Okay.
So this was 95 through 98.
Okay. 4 years.
Since then, I personally don't think that there's much, but maybe you being in the business now, what do you see Miami as far as?
Not now. I would say leave Miami, go to Atlanta, go to California, New York. New York only if you really could cut it. I think California, you have a better chance in California. But Atlanta, you have a severely great chance if you're up and coming, because Atlanta's still in the infancy.
Growing, yeah.
Mississippi.
Most of the actors that have come from Miami that are popular went to California
Yeah.
first. Like we had that girl that's like big.
Yeah, but
time
you
on
see, it was
Disney
only
Channel and
California and New
everything.
York.
Yeah.
Now you have Mississippi, you have Atlanta, and you have New Orleans. Especially Atlanta and New Orleans.
Really?
Not so much Mississippi. They have a movie studio now,
Mm-hmm.
but Atlanta and New Orleans, it's like weird. But those are the best places to get like your resume going now,
Yeah.
and then take it to New York, and then take it to California, or whatever, and then
Yeah.
say, "Look, I've been here," because again, it's the human nature thing. Oh, you've been to Atlanta,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the shiny new toy.
you know. Rather than starting at New York and have everybody, poo-poo on your
Yeah,
career
'cause
and your
it's the
dreams,
same.
and then try and take that to somewhere else like I did. I mean, I plowed through, but that's me.
It
Yeah.
took
A lot
you-
of
and
people,
It was 8 years.
a lot of people, and it's 8 years. No, a lot of people don't
Struggling.
have the mentality to do that because they don't have the mental fortitude to be like, I'm gonna go 8 years and get pounded and have people say no, no, no
Yeah.
for 8 years.
You have to have some kind
You
of
know,
thick skin for that.
no, I'm not saying that you're gonna get yes in Atlanta, but it's gonna be less of no's. I think
Yeah.
Atlanta is all about talent. They want to see you succeed, and they have a tax break over there too. So that's why a lot of studios are
Studios are
moving
going
in
in. Yeah.
because they're like, it's a freaking tax break.
Yeah.
We don't
It
do
felt
anything.
like something was brewing down here a long time ago. but
Now,
that's-
Yeah,
Now,
it was
now.
it was a while.
Now, Miami in 7 years, I'm gonna give it. We'll have movie studios, and I think it'll be back to what you guys were talking about, Miami, but
Yeah, 'cause
not
we
now.
even had
Because you guys
Crystal
are starting to
Theater.
make that comeback again with movies. I think there's a movie studio even being made now over here.
I believe Donald Trump was the one
Yeah.
putting his hands on that, and it
Yeah.
was the base.
Yeah, it's going to be by the government.
the
I don't think the
army
people get to
base.
pay for that. It's going to be the government pays for all that, but it's a movie studio
Yeah.
regardless.
It was supposed to be the army base in Homestead.
Yeah. And it's going to have like an aquarium. Is that the one you read about?
No. You're talking about the new area, like where the downtown, where the
Yeah.
the downtown.
It has like an
is.
aquarium in the studio.
The Frost, yeah, like,
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
that's that big building, and it's actually, yeah, I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I didn't know there was going to be a movie
So
studio.
it's going to be a
That's
movie
pretty
studio.
crazy.
So
Yeah.
I would say 7 years from now. Yes. I would say Miami has a chance.
So go to
Yeah.
Atlanta now.
Yeah.
So you're
Work
ready
on
in
that.
7 years
Yeah.
from Miami.
Perfect.
Then you come back with your
Exactly.
Miami. You
Exactly.
know, you can come back home in 7 years.
Exactly.
Well, no, don't stay away too long.
What's the toughest part about being an actor?
Getting rejected, man. It's just keeping your head up and staying afloat. Like, it's so easy to quit. That's what I'm saying. It's so easy. It's just so easy to say I'm done. I've seen so many of my best friends, actors also. Not best friends from the hood. I'm talking about like my actor, counterparts. To see them get so far and then say, I'm done. I'm going back
Yeah.
to Texas. I'm going to do what my mom always wanted me to do, which was, be a lawyer. Go back to that. It's like, wow, man. You came this far and you're quitting. The easiest thing is to quit, and it's just, I would never want to do that. I've come this far already. It's too late to quit now. It's really
Yeah.
too late. Now I could just go all the way because it's so easy to just turn back. It's so easy to have my mom be like, when am I going to see some grandkids? When am I going to see, when am I going to see some money coming in? And it's like, I'm sorry. It hurts me. This is to say, I'm sorry. I got to keep doing this, But she supports me. But that's that was the question. That was the hardest.
That's toughest.
That was the toughest thing to do is just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sacrifice.
But I'm happy. I lived in a shelter. I lived in a 1-bedroom studio, like sleeping on the floor. And now I'm living in Atlanta, which is like a big room, but I have roommates though.
But you're
which is
in the heart of.
But I'm still happy. You know what I'm saying?
You're
I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
So all
Who
that
cares-
doesn't matter.
Who cares what your living thing is?
I mean, yeah, I could live in a penthouse, and you need like a card code to use the elevator, and you have security there, and it's like, wow, this is great. Look at the view, and it's like ocean and everything.
Yeah,
and it's
but
like, what do you
it's
do?
like-
And it's like, oh well, I don't like my job. I mean,
Yeah.
but you're like, wow, you live in this amazing place. Yeah, it could be better. And it's like, why are you so negative? You're living like this. So I would not want to be that. I would rather live in filth and sleep on the cod bed on the floor, but be like, when people come over and visit and be like, yo, what's up? And I'd be like, yo, I love what I'm doing. This is so great.
Yeah.
I would rather be like that guy.
Yeah.
Well, eventually, size it up to like a full.
Apartment.
No, like a full bed, so you're not sleeping in the cot.
Yeah.
And still love it.
Still be in the shelter. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
No shelter. What's the best part about being an actor?
You're just seeing the world. seeing the world and have it be paid for. You know, I just finished heading to Mississippi for this movie, The Neighbor. It's directed by Marcus Dunstan, and they paid. They said that they would.
Didn't he have something to do with Saw?
He was the director of Saw 4, 5, 6, and 9, and Saw 3D, I think.
I didn't know he did all those. I thought he just did one of them.
Yeah.
That's
No, he did a lot.
That's
A
not
lot.
fun.
And he did The Collector. He directed The Collector. He wrote and directed The Collector, which is another crazy horror film. It was really good. Now he's doing this movie called The Neighbor. Comes out next year summer.
A thriller?
It's a horror movie.
Another horror movie.
It's another horror movie. And his people.
I'm only seeing you like this.
His people in Chick Vision. Yeah, this Chick Vision.
Oh, really?
It's Chick
I'm
Vision.
seeing you
I don't
like
even.
this.
I can't even. I'm like, plug my ears. I'm like this.
Like every time I'm singing with someone that for them, I was like, oh, here we go with the Chick Vision. She's all like, no.
Tell me when it's over.
No.
I have this method where you just go like this and then you close your ears like this.
Wow.
Oh my god, she had it.
Went extra special with that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't
she-
see or hear
Wow.
anything. It's awesome.
It's awesome. I just paid $14 to
Very
not know
effective.
anything about the movie.
Very
So-
effective. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, I traveled. The best thing is traveling. Because I went from Atlanta, rented a car, Atlanta, cut through Alabama, and went to Mississippi where they're being filmed at.
No,
So I just cut through 2 states. I went to 2 states, cut through 1 state, and I was there. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll pay for like 30 cents per diem for your gas." So it came out to about $150. They were paying me to and from. So that's $300 they paid me extra on top of my bill.
Yeah.
You know, on top of not my bill, on top of my
On
paycheck.
top of your paycheck,
Yeah.
right.
You know, stayed at a hotel paid for.
Yeah.
You know, saw Mississippi, number 1. I was like, I've never
Beautiful.
been there. I'm like, holy crap, they're paying for everything.
Yeah, might
You
as
know,
well.
did my acting part, finished, and then I still said, I called my agent and told her, listen, we're done with the picture, everything's done. She's like, it's night over there? I was like, yeah. And she's like, get another room. And I was like, what do you mean? I buy? She's like, no, ask them, and they give you another room because I don't want you traveling at night because it's mating season for deers. I don't want you hitting a deer out there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, they're going to do that? She's like, yes, they're going to do that. And I'm like, still new to the acting. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so I talked to the producer, and I'm
She
like,
said,
I'm like, yeah, she told me that, hey, can I stay another night at that hotel? They're like, oh, yeah, sure, let me call them. Okay, good. And I'm like, I love this life. This is crazy. So I stay another full night, even after I was working. I'm done working, I'm wrapped. But they gave me another hotel to
no,
stay in.
yeah, well, safety. Yeah.
Because of safety, yeah. And again, this is about Atlanta that I don't think New York will do. Atlanta loves just the talent. They want to see you safe because they want to see you working again. They look out for you.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
best part about acting, and this is the thing that differs from theater, which is why I do not like theater, if that's one of your questions, okay, is because theater, for me, thespians out there are going to get angry at this shit. But for me, I have problems just like imagining, this is the cardboard tree. That's a real tree, though. This is, the fourth wall. You cannot look at the camera or the people. Those are the people. So don't look at the people. You always do this. You always do that. When you want to talk to someone, you give them your body, but
have
you
to-
always give them your
you
heads
can't
looking at the.
Turn your back on the.
And I'm like, oh my God, all this imagination is crazy. The lights are in your face. You're like, oh my God. And the curtains and everything are back there. You see the stagehands walking out on the catwalk. You hear them, and
And you
you're
got one
just
shot.
like, and you just have to one shot, even
I
though it's a
love
rush. It is a rush.
I love that.
You're just like on there and doing that thing. But while you're in film, if you're in a house, you're in a house. This is real. The table's real. Everything is, the tree's real. Everything's, and you're in another state. So you're like, I really feel like this character is in Germany. I really feel like, because I'm in Germany now.
Yeah.
I really feel like this character's in Mississippi because I'm in Mississippi now. So I like the traveling and just getting, I think it gets you more into the role when you're in that place because you're surrounded by the scenery,
That's pretty cool.
by the stage.
Yeah.
There's only a few people there that doesn't distract you because the crowd kind of distracts you. For me, again, this is me. It kind of distracts you because you're seeing people watch you and look at you, and unlike wrestling where they're like Chaka,
Oh yeah, they're quiet.
and it's creepy as hell, man. When I'm like doing a scene and I'm like, you're a bitch, and everybody's like. And I'm just like, I wanted a reaction at least. This is crazy. Where in film, it's the same thing. Okay,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. But you're a bitch, and then they say cut, And then the people behind the camera are like, yo, that was incredible. So I'm getting my feedback
instant
now.
feedback.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm getting that instant, yo, that was really, really good. Let's do the next scene. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, we're here in the theater, you're like, you know, you're a bitch. And then you keep on going, but
You
in the
might
back of
hear
your
a
mind,
gasp
you're
or two, maybe.
Yeah, in the back of your mind, you're like, did I really hit that? Because I don't know if they didn't say anything. You know, you only hear it after the 3 hours that you're doing this show. You come out and everybody's like, you were really good. I'm like, oh, okay.
You were such a jerk. I wanted to kill you.
But then at that time, you don't remember what you did. You're like, man, what did I do, though?
That's cool.
You know?
So what's been your favorite acting gig?
Okay. I can't speak about the future, what I'm in right now, but it has to be Losers right now. Losers, which is, right now they just released it on YouTube. You can go see it at Losers Television.
Okay.
I think it's on Facebook as well. But Carlos has been the best dude. I mean, he's been the best director that I've ever worked with on that project. We filmed in a real house.
Okay.
Okay, we were actually there. It was a party scene. I was filmed outside though, but the whole time that we were there, it was fun. It was just so much of a party. It was fun. It didn't feel like acting at all. He was a good friend, so I worked for free, you know. But it was just the best time I've ever had on the show. It was a TV pilot that he was filming. He was pitching it to. I told him to pitch it to try and do it Netflix, but some people try to say, "Oh, Comedy Central," because I think that show has the potential to just go.
Yeah.
You know, you guys have seen it,
Yeah.
and you guys know that it's no joke. This is not no student ID film, independent film that you're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's nice." You know, flowers is the representation of death. This is funny. It's funny stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and you could see us having fun on there. It's like that wasn't acting. That was us really having fun on set.
I watched it at my house because when you guys came, you guys gave me a copy, and being at home and watching it was just as awesome as when I went to the con. Because I was laughing, the kids were laughing, and it was fun.
It's really fun.
But
really fun.
Having the same energy and having the same feedback from the audience at the con when you guys were showing it was just as awesome.
Feels great too to see that.
I'm sure.
Yes, like
it works.
I felt like maybe I find it funny because I know you.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
But then it was like, no, these people don't know them, and they're just laughing and loving it. I thought that was great, and you guys have gotten awards.
We swept cons, man. I mean, we swept. We went to Boston, Pennsylvania, New York, obviously. We went to Miami, and we've gotten awards for each and every one of them.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
And it hasn't been picked up?
Hasn't been picked up.
What are you waiting for? Hulu?
For real.
I would say, Carlos, what are you waiting for, man? You gotta, push that out there, man.
I'm still waiting for my shirt.
Uh-oh.
I'm just the actor.
You were brilliant, though. You were.
Losers. We have a link. We'll put a link for sure.
Thank you so much.
Yes, watch it now.
So that was the best
your
thing.
favorite.
That was my favorite so far. Still, it's my favorite.
Technology is impacting every facet of life.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is that impacting acting?
In a huge way. What are you talking about? Yeah. I mean, for me, I hate it.
You hate it?
Really?
I'm a dinosaur. I'm a technical dinosaur. I don't know how to do anything.
Really? Chaka Apocalypse?
Wait a minute. This is coming from the man with the lighter in his phone.
See, I have a lighter in my phone.
Chaka Apocalypse.
My phone turns into a lighter.
Dinosaur?
I'm a dinosaur. I mean, you're talking about lighter being in your phone as opposed to megabits and terabits and terarams and all that stuff. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. But I would say for acting, it's beautiful. Because number one, in Atlanta, one thing that they do majorly that even New York and California are doing now. These are supposed to be the big king shit, companies that are like, oh, we say
the top dog.
We lay down the law and you guys got to follow through with it. Now they're following Atlanta, what they're doing. And that is when you audition, usually in New York and California, you go into the office. Was it the casting director? No, the agent will send your headshot to the casting director.
Okay.
The casting director would be like, okay, Waji, Madi, Chaka, and they'll be like, looking, I like her, let's bring her in for an audition.
Okay.
And then you would come in, you would do your thing.
Who
thank
did she
you.
pick, Maddie or me?
She picked you.
I just went like this.
It was
so there's
Waji.
one in the middle.
It
You
was
guys gotta
Waji.
rewind and find out who it was, because I don't remember. For the sake of argument.
It was totally Waji. It's always Waji.
And so they would have you physically come into the room. You do your acting, sketch or whatever it is that you're doing, the scene. Okay, thank you very much. And if they like you, they call you back. Now, what Atlanta does is forget all those headshots. Yeah, you still send the headshot into them, but they tell you we want to see a video audition. Because they don't want you into the office because they're so busy. They don't want to see you in the office.
Really?
So they say, give me a video audition of what you do. Now, this is the time for an actor to shine, because if you're just going to be like, oh, you want a video audition? Cool. I'll just set up the camera and this is my monologue. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, good. Send it in. No. What you do, okay, rather than do that, I mean, that's good if you want, to impress someone.
Yeah.
But you set up the lights, you tone down the background lighting in the back. You make these lights shine on your face like a camera would. Like you make yourself look like how you would look like on the show. Okay. Then you perform your monologue or whatever the scene was. All right. You send that in. That way when they see it, they're like, man, this could fit right into our show. This guy is amazing, because now they have a better picture of you.
Right.
They're like,
helping
okay.
them imagine you on the show.
They're like, this guy could really fit, Whether he looks, like a skinny, tall slob, good looking, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah. They're looking at you on the camera. They're like, this is the way that it's being filmed. This is great. Yeah. So it's smart, And that's going to outwin anyone that's going to have the, the horrible lighting and just being like, blah, 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 blah. That's going to outwin any one of those. Yeah. So then when they see that, then they'll call you in for real and be like, okay, we want to see you perform this stuff. This is going to be incredible. Obviously you're going to do that because you're going to be on your game. Yeah. You do that in front of them, they're going to be like, man, he's good in person. He's good on camera. It's like, how can we say no to this guy? Yeah. So then they get you, they hire you out. And now New York and California are doing more of that now. They're like, okay, video auditions. Just send us your video. Because they're like, wow, we never knew that. Videos could actually give us a better idea.
Which is hilarious.
Because they're supposed to be...
No, and even all these TV shows, isn't that how you, you do a video audition? If you want to be on...
Yeah, reality TV.
Reality TV. Yeah. And, that really, guys?
Yeah.
Slow.
Yeah. Atlanta's in front of it, man. Atlanta really is in front of it.
But even with that, you still hate it?
I'm saying that that's good for them. I don't hate that. Yeah. I just hate the the technical aspect of you gotta stick it on a thumbnail or email it. See what I'm saying? That's just proved it right there. You gotta stick it on a USB, whatever the thing is.
Thumb drive.
Okay, good, thumb drive, and send it or email it to them. That's what I hate. I could videotape it all. I mean, I do all the glamour shots.
And I'm like, wow. You need an assistant.
But then when I'm ready to send it, I'm like, how do I do this? This is where I get frustrated. I'm like,
this is where you call Waji and Madi.
Because on the description, they tell you, label the video this. And I'm like, I don't know how to label your videos. So I send them the raw copy. I'm like, here, just take it. I don't know. Whatever. I label it on my iPhone. Maybe the iPhone will label it when it's like, no, man, you gotta label it in. I don't know how to do it.
Oh, well,
I don't know how to do it.
Funny. You'll get there.
But yeah, I love doing video auditions, because video auditions, if you screw up, you can always just rewind.
You're good.
Do it again till you're perfect.
You're good. You take as many shots.
When you're naturally in front of the audition and you screw up, they may not want to do it again. They'll be like, okay, thanks, and you're like, damn it blew my chance. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I do love video auditioning. I just hate sending it out. I don't know how to do that.
The process.
So yeah, the process.
Now, Mr. Dinosaur, you have a vlog on YouTube.
Yeah.
Shakapocalypse.
Yeah. Which took me really long to do.
Tell us. Okay, so tell everybody about Shakapocalypse.
Yeah. So you go to Shakapocalypse. Okay.
We'll link as well.
And it's gonna tell you, oh, did you mean, if you hit the link, cool. But if you're gonna type it in the search, it's gonna tell you, did you mean Choka Apocalypse? Don't go to Choka. Okay. It's Chaka Apocalypse.
Chaka.
And so you go there and you want me to tell you about it. Is that what you want?
Yeah, what's Shakapocalypse?
What I did was I mean, I do it, number one, for fun. I don't want to pitch it because I do it for fun.
Exactly.
And when you make YouTube channels or whatever, that's exactly what they tell you when you start off with these YouTube. They don't do it for the money.
Do it for fun.
Because
that's how we started.
You're gonna end up making yourself sick.
I love hanging out with you. How can I hang out with you more
often? You do it for fun because you want to do that, and it's because YouTube is there to show that. I mean, we were talking about this the other day. Me and my friends, we were playing a video game. All of us were playing Street Fighter. 4 of us, and we're playing, and we're just having fun, drinking, playing. And then he stops after a while. And he's like, you know, and we're like, what happened? And he's like, you know, all of this right now is called Twitch. And we're like, we used to call it just chilling in our room having fun, but now it's called Twitch. You go on Twitch and you watch the same thing. And he's like, damn, man, look how far it's gotten.
You broadcast your video game.
Yeah. You just sit there playing, and he's like, oh my God. And he
had,
it was cool because he had like this revelation all of a sudden. He's like, oh my God, like, we need to do this or something because what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. So I would, you know, I started the vlog just for that kind of thing too. I saw people doing, you know, just anything like mixing table tennis with underwater basket weaving and putting it on YouTube, and you're like, oh wow, this is a pretty cool show. It's way out there, you know. So I'm like, why don't I just show people New York, you know, while I'm there? And on top of that, it was a time that, again, I was telling you, I had a hard time in New York getting auditions. So it was a time that I was doing more work, doing security or whatever odd job that I would pick up late at night to try and make way for my auditions, but there was no auditions coming. So it was more work paying for my rent than it was acting, and I was getting a little depressed. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not acting like I used to. What can I do to stop this from happening, like to relieve the stress? And it was like, I mean, you know, I have it. Everybody, there's technology all around us, man. We have these things called cell phones, and then nobody uses them, you know. And it's like, there's a camera on this thing. Holy crap, I can make a show out of it. I hate talking to people where they're like, and I mean, I really hate's a bad word, but I really hate it when they're like looking at the shows on YouTube and like, man, I wish I could do something like that. And I'm like, are you an idiot? Because they have a smartphone, and it's like, you could do that easily. Easily. You guys are doing it. You know, you're not expecting anything out of it. Well, not with the phones, but I do it with the phone. And
but even then, most computers come with webcams. Like every freaking laptop.
There's a camera out there everywhere.
Yeah,
we're surrounded by camera. We're always being watched by Big Brother. Why not use Big Brother?
Amazon.
You know, use it to our advantage. So when I got out of acting class, it just hit me, and you'll see that on the first video. If you watch the first video, I came out of acting class that night, and I said, I'm just gonna do it. And I took up the camera, and I said it so many times where I'm like, I don't know where this is gonna go. But I don't even know what the name of the show is, but I want to show you my New York, because I was just like, because
the first one didn't have a name or anything.
It did at the end.
And that's
how it came.
And that was a month later.
It took you a while.
Because I came up and I just edited it in there, like, oh look, I found a name, but I was like month timeline.
That was us and Toys and Coffee. Our first episode has nothing, no intro. Like, it was just, hi, whatever.
Here's the box. And look, what's in it?
And then it just hit us like, Maddie, blah, 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 Toys and Coffee. Out of, you know, a tantrum.
It happens. You just have, you either have a tantrum or you have a breakdown or you snap somehow and you're like, I'm going to do this. Because I don't know how many times I've told Jonathan, Alex, all my friends, I'm like, yo, they're making money off of YouTube right now by just doing stupid shit on there. Why can't we do that? And he's like, it's so easy. And they're like, yeah, man, we could do that. But they end up being like, oh, well, I'm not just going to go back to my 9 to 5. I'm like, no, let's do it.
What I like,
and I'm like, I got to do it on my own.
I'm surprised that Losers hasn't become a YouTube original.
I know.
Because that's there's
they have episodes on YouTube that are not as good as this pilot.
You're not in it?
But it's like, you know, I'm
kidding.
Carlos Sanso. So, but they're like 15, 20, I don't know, they're like 10 to 15 shorts, minutes, little shorts or whatever. This one is the big, he put all of his work into it.
The pilot.
You know, so he does have some stuff on YouTube that's Losers related. It's Losers. But it's not as good. I mean, you're watching, you're like, this is not as good as this show. Man.
What I liked about your channel is how you showed us a different side of New York. You gave us history. For example, when you took us to the Ghostbusters building.
Man.
I thought that was awesome.
I liked the Chinatown with the street.
A lot of people love Chinatown.
Where the street that like the mobsters would get shot up.
Oh yeah, Bloody Angle.
Bloody Angle. I was like, what? That's so cool.
Bloody Angle, which is Doyer Street for you New Yorkers. It's Doyer Street. But yeah, it has so much history, and when I watch it on YouTube, I don't see it. I just see the Times Square.
It's like in the city life.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's Trump Tower, and I'm like, yeah, but you're not showing them, you know, the dirty New York, you know, New York. And that's what I wanted to show people. I'm like, yo, I could show you that, but I could also show you these little secrets that are they're like peppered all around New York. You know, that these tiny little secrets only New Yorkers know about.
Dude, I remember, like, my favorites too were like the scenes where you're just like filming these two
people.
guys at the bus stop going off, and then the ones in the pizza shop too.
The pizza
that
shop.
one made me mad.
Yeah, he was so
That made a
disrespectful.
lot of people mad.
That one made me mad.
That made a
I
lot.
was so angry. I was like, why isn't anybody saying? You have to watch it. Why isn't anybody saying
But
anything?
she held her own, man.
She
held
did,
her
but
own.
I still I was like wounded. I was like
Yeah,
hurting for
it was
her.
pretty bad.
I couldn't believe that nobody like stood up and was
bad.
like, "Yo, relax, man."
I felt bad too because I'm the one holding the camera. I was
Yeah,
like,
you're videotaping. You're a
Yeah,
badass
my
guy too.
same shit. But the thing was that I didn't see her in any real trouble. That's why I didn't step up because
Yeah, he
she
was-
was holding her own.
Yeah.
She was just being.
She
heckled,
was
like,
really she was being heckled, and eventually he did leave, which I'm like, thank God he
Thank
left.
God, yeah.
You know, but if anything had happened,
Yeah,
I would have
yeah.
probably told because I
Pause.
knew those pizza guys too, and I probably would have told them to call the police. They would have done it immediately.
Yeah.
You know, because they're jaded too. One thing about New York too is people get
Yeah.
jaded.
People are jaded,
It's you're accustomed to that when
'Cause
you're over
you
there.
become-
You're like,
There's it says it in Rocky, like when you work in a place enough times, you become that place.
Yeah.
So it's like they worked there for years, so that's normal to them.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
normal.
So when it happens, they're just like, okay, no, they're going to complain, but they
Yeah,
don't
you
understand
just,
how
you just turn it off. You don't even realize it's happening.
But they
'cause you're like,
don't realize
"Pizza,
the
let me
severity of
cut,"
it.
and-
They don't know the levels of it because he could easily stab her, and then they'll be like, oh wow. But they don't know how to detect that. And when I was looking at him, I was like, okay, well, there's nothing really happening.
Yeah.
He's getting close to her again, and I was, there was a couple times the camera would like move because I'm the one that's like, oh no, it's all right,
Yeah.
And again, I felt like a dick again because
Yeah.
I'm like filming it, but at the same time, I'm like, well, she's not in any trouble. I could tell.
yeah.
She wasn't
really
in
isn't.
physical danger.
But it was just,
It was
it's
still-
hard to see a woman get treated like that
Speaking
anyway.
of physical
I think
danger,
anybody.
Anyone.
there's been times you've almost gotten hit by cars filming your episodes.
I
That's awesome.
Twice.
Oh my god. Those are
Twice,
fun.
and I got one of them on camera,
Yeah.
with the main one. You saw that
Yeah.
van almost hit me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm gonna just record that van dude, and he's just backed up. Like when he saw the camera, when he saw me do this, he was like, oh okay, because he was like an average New Yorker, like trying me to get off the street until the camera showed up. And he's like, damn it, again we live in that age, and it's like you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You can't,
Yeah.
and New York people get hit almost every day.
Yeah.
Excuse me, usually by taxis,
Yeah.
but by stuff like that too that happened. Again, you got to see it. The thing was like inches away from me, and he was making this U-turn or 3-point turn that was like.
That's what it looked like.
It was like
A hot mess.
I don't know. It was like a really
Yeah.
Miami thing to do. It was just like he's
Up
in
in
one
New
lane, one lane going this way. I'm like, I'm gonna turn in the middle of traffic and go that way into the sidewalk, and then back into my. I was like, whoa, what's he doing? It's not a tractor
Crazy.
trailer.
Yeah.
It's just a van. Yeah,
That's
I've almost gotten hit too. Jesus,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So yeah, you won't be bored on those shows.
No.
You won't be.
Are you gonna keep doing it?
I am.
You still are, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am
The
until
ATL version.
I
Well,
am.
we saw the move.
You saw the move all the way to ATL.
Yeah, that was awesome.
My laptop crashed,
Oh.
so I have 2 episodes
Go
I need to
fund him.
upload. And I have a new one coming. But
Cool.
I have 2 episodes. One of them is Christmas, which that's it. It's over. I'm way behind.
Yeah.
So you'll see a Christmas
It's
episode
alright. It happens.
next year.
That's all right.
And then you'll see me on set of that movie I was telling you about with Marcus Dunstan,
The
the
Neighbor.
neighbor. You'll see me on set with that. That's another one that I made next year. Because
That's
all
all right
that
then.
already happened already.
That's all right.
Chaka, let's take it back.
Okay.
AMC closed.
I was sperm. Not that far back. We're going a little more forward.
Molly America's AMC closed.
Yeah.
Tell me one. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me one of your best memories from AMC. Molly America's.
Do people have best memories?
I worked there, number one.
I have so many.
I worked there. You were
worked-
there when I
And
worked
you
there,
were
right?
in all of them.
You were there when I worked
Hello,
there.
you used to sneak me in.
I sneaked you in.
And then he would tell me, why do
Yeah.
you smell like chicken? Because
Yeah.
I would have chicken in my backpack.
Yeah.
Because I saw Poetic Justice like 1,500 times.
I worked there as my teenagers, was teens? When was I? Was in my 20s.
Well,
or
I was a
something.
teen.
don't know. So yeah, it was in my teens. I worked there in AMC Mall of the Americas. It was Mr. Brad.
I was 14 when
that was
Poetic
right.
Justice came out.
And Poetic Justice, I must have seen that movie I don't know how many times, because I snuck in myself. And I snuck in just to check on you too. You didn't know about
Yeah. Oh, really?
that. I would sneak in and I see you in the row, and I'm like, okay, she's all right. And I would go out, and that's it. And I would keep on periodically coming in and out and out. And also to see the movie too. And I don't think you're special. And so I would also do that. But my best moment there was when I quit. Let me tell you why. Because I had, when I quit, I had 2 full days. We usually throw out all the sour popcorn or whatever, and they were treating me bad. I mean, really bad over there. Like the pay was like, $9 an hour. It was shitty pay back then because it was minimum wage was really bad. Not how it is now.
Yeah.
People complain about it now. I used to get $9 an hour.
Yeah.
Some people 7 would get 7.
7.
And so when I quit, I was like, I'm done with this job. I don't know where I'm gonna go, and that's how I usually am. I'm like a little hippie where I don't plan ahead. I don't like it. I'm out.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, where am I gonna land?
Oops.
So I didn't like where I worked. They were treating me bad. I worked there for about 3 years
Yeah, you
or
were there
4,
for a long time.
and they never moved me up. And that's another that's another contract breaker.
Yeah.
It's like, yo,
exactly.
you're not gonna move me up when I'm
Why
showing
bother?
you all this dedication.
Yep.
Bye. So I took these bags, and what I would do was I would wait for the theater to get out. We would clean up or whatever, and I held the bags right there, and we would open the doors, put the bags there, clean up everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, so let's go to the next theater. Guys, I'll be right with you. And so they left to the next theater to clean up the next theater. I took the bags, I took my little X-Acto knife, cut, and I went down the aisle, and I remember I was spinning around with the bags, just spinning, and it was like popcorn flying up everywhere in the air. I would like clash the bags together, there's popcorn flying all over the place. I went back into the kitchen to get more sour bags, slit, go inside, spin around a circle, helicopter, popcorn everywhere. There was popcorn at least up to your, like the sole of your boot, it would cover it.
Oh my God.
Okay? Once I was done with that, I went right outside, I took off my jacket because it was popcorn literally everywhere. And they just finished cleaning that theater.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm really being a dick to the employees or whatever. And so I would take off my jacket. I remember I threw it in Mr. Brad's face and I told him I quit. And he's like, all right, fine. Because he didn't care. It's like, what the hell?
Another usher.
He's a corporate, whatever. He's like, whatever, okay, cool. And I thought I was making a statement because I was like, I quit. And he's like, all right, cool. And I'm like, oh, you deflated all that shit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So much
But
for
wait until
quitting.
you go into the theater, though. That was like my insurance. It's like, well, just in case he does do that,
Yeah.
I got that waiting for you.
I have a backup
And I
plan.
left. I never saw him ever again. But that was my favorite moment. And of course, another favorite moment was in the arcade that's next to it. And we had some good
Oh
moments.
my gosh, when you used to hook it up with the tokens
God,
and you used
we
to
had
play NBA jams.
Yeah, because that was my next job, actually. Yeah, I found that to be my next job.
That's
So
awesome.
I worked in the arcade next to the theater, and I used to hook up everybody like with coins or whatever. They would come in and be like, "Yo," and again, it's all about attention.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm the guy that hooks up people. This is great.
I'm the one with
This is great. And they would fire me because they're like, "Dude, we're losing money. You just hook up everybody with freaking tokens. What the hell's wrong with you?"
Oh well. Whatever. It's
Who was
fun.
the manager there? What was his name?
What was and the manager in the
arcade.
in the Funorama? It was Willie, I think it was.
Willie, yes, that's right. He was
Willie.
best friends with RoboCop.
Yes. That guy with the RoboCop with who's RoboCop? The black
The
dude or the
security
white
guard.
one? Which one was it though?
Yeah,
The white guy.
the morenito, yeah.
The one with the
No, not
chew?
the white guy.
The one with the tobacco? Oh no, it was the other one. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that guy I
That's
hated. I hated him.
RoboCop.
Billy.
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 Yes.
Billy?
Jeez.
He would always have that chew and spit in his little spit bucket.
Ew, gross.
And he always had that lump. And he's like, hey, what's up, Chaka?
Those were good. Those were good times.
I'm just like, oh god.
Those were good times. My mom always knew. All right, Kinlock, Molly Marcus. I was in the arcade. She knew where to find me.
Yeah. Another great moment was when I went out with Gus, another friend of mine, and he took his mom's car because he didn't have a license really. He took his mom's car to go to sneak into the theater. We would wait till people get out the back door, and then we would sneak in to go see a theater. Because back then it was like security wasn't as tight as it is now with back doors. So we would wait till they get out the back door, and we would go right in. We'd usually do this on a normal basis. But he took his grandma's car now, and I guess she actually did something about it. It's because when we got there, we parked in, and we're just like waiting in the car for the people to come out. 2 cars undercover came like this. They all came out, and I remember they had guns right up to the window. And I'm just like, that was the first time I ever seen a gun, like ever. And I'm just like, what? And they're like, get out of the car now! And we're just like,
Oh my god, that's so scary.
I mean, it was still good because we were friends, but we were just like, oh my god, what the hell's gonna go on? And they had us come out, and one of the cops, he's like looking at me, he kept on looking at me. I'm just like, what's he gonna do, dude? And he's like, don't you work at Funorama? And I'm just like, I'm like, yeah. And he remembered me because I gave him coins. I hooked him up with coins. And he's like, this one's good. And the guy's like, all right, go. He's like, get out of here. And I'm like, bye, guys. And I was just like, and I left. And I was like, this is so fucking amazing. You know, and they were like looking at me like, what the hell just happened? And because he was just like, hey, hook me up with coins. Get him out of here. It's fine.
Good to have you.
That was so great. That was so great. It was so like random. He's like, did you work at Panorama? I was like, how do you know this? Like, what the hell? I don't even remember hooking him up. I guess I hooked up so many people I didn't care.
That's great.
Yeah, that was great. So that's another one of my favorite moments.
Oh yeah.
About the Mall of the Americas, but rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Molly.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
That's it.
What are you working on now?
For the homies.
That's it. Working on now, and I could talk about it because they didn't. Oh boy, you already know. They didn't make me sign a contract or a binding agreement or nothing, but I will be on the new season of the Vampire Diaries.
Boom! Yay! When does it come out?
It comes out at the end of the year, at the end of next year.
The end of 2016.
It's winter. Yeah, it'll be around the winter season.
Cool.
And I play a shaman.
Yeah, super fun.
Shaman. Don't say too much. Don't say too much.
You know, but yeah, I play a shaman on the show.
Shaman.
I can say that much, and then that's it. I can't say what I'm doing.
No, you can't say nothing.
But I will be on the Vampire Diaries.
That's dope.
And for those who've read the books, it's just now splitting.
It's
from
splitting
the
up.
books.
It's leaving the books behind.
Yes.
It's leaving the books behind.
Like Game of Thrones style.
They're really writing it on the cuff. Like they're just making it up as they go along.
Okay.
They're winging it.
I'm so excited.
You know, so this is great.
Congratulations.
Oh my god, it's so great.
It's a big deal.
This is again what I was telling you guys about Atlanta, where it's so great to be there.
That's so cool.
You know, because that was just so exciting for me and I just can't wait because we start
have
filming January 8th.
Okay.
And it's I can't wait. I want to go home now.
Yeah. Like
To
you're ready.
just get
So you
started.
start filming in January.
Yeah, we start filming in January, and then they wait all the way to winter to air it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They're like way ahead.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a while.
So here's we have to do it. The 6 degrees separation. J.J. Abrams and Chaka.
Okay. And I don't know about Lost.
Okay. So J.J. Abrams, Lost.
And you'd start off with Lost, of course.
Yes.
This is your baby.
And
I don't know either.
course,
Okay,
of
I'm
course.
With you, I'm with you.
So
Thank
I'm
you.
curious.
boom, Ian Somerhalder,
Okay.
who is Damon
Yes.
in Vampire Diaries.
Okay.
Shock Apocalypse.
Right.
Boom. There she goes. She's
Done.
How many degrees is that?
That doesn't matter. You were supposed to count them as I was.
It's 2. Right?
Just 2 degrees.
J.J. Abrams,
Like
the
lukewarm.
actor.
Ian.
Shaka.
Ian.
Yeah,
Get it right.
Okay, I'm sorry. J.J. Abrams, Ian, Shaka. Boom.
Look how awesome.
One.
Look how close we are to Star Wars. Look how close we are to Star Wars.
Which you're gonna go watch tonight.
Oh, that's what this whole thing is about. You watching Star Wars with me.
Okay, so Chaka, we have rapid fire questions for you.
Rapid fire.
Changing the subject.
Rapid fire.
There we go.
Alright. Ready?
Alright. Ready?
Blah, blah, blah.
What's your favorite comic book movie?
Captain America.
What's the last toy you bought? What is the last toy you bought?
BB-8.
Oh, my run. Have you ever been in handcuffs?
Nope. I want to.
Who inspires you? Nope.
Inspires me. Wow. Michael Caine.
Cool.
What's the last movie you watched?
Terminator Genesis.
Oh.
Name one director you'd love to work with.
Michael Dunstan. Or Marcus Dunstan.
Nice.
I would love to work with him again.
Cool.
I know this question, but DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
People who are negative.
Oh, I like that. You, last one. Rapid.
If you were cast in a comic book movie, who would you play?
A superhero or a supervillain?
Villain.
You'd rather this villain?
Yeah.
Just stick to it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Villains have more fun. We're like blondes.
This is actually a special episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have
you're gonna
supported.
watch Star Wars
You don't
with
ruin
me.
it. You have supported Toys and Coffee from the very, very, very beginning.
I know.
And it was a pleasure having you.
I got my pin. I got my pin.
You got
yeah, he probably got it.
Got my pin.
But you didn't get it in the mail?
He didn't
I
get it in the
swear
mail.
you-
Somebody tampered with it because
Was it open? The envelope? Was it messed up?
It was messed up.
Okay.
But it
so
wasn't
fell
open.
out. That thing fell out. I put a pin in there.
It was
And that's
like-
why it had
it was
two
like crinkles.
stamps. Didn't you see it had two stamps?
Yeah.
Because they made me put it because it was bulky.
it doesn't make sense to me, but
Somebody took that thing out of there.
Maybe resealed it.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
They opened it and they threw it
I don't
away
wanna
because it
think
wouldn't
like
go
that.
through the machine and they sealed it again.
well, Atlanta's
Bad
stealing stuff
postal
from Toys
service.
and Coffee.
Or
So thank you for having. Thank you
Or
for
maybe
having
someone
us
from
in
Miami
our
that
own
sent
show.
them.
Yes.
Thank you for being in our show.
Awesome.
It was great
Yes.
having you. You can find us on toysandcoffee.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Wait, where do they find you?
I don't know. Do you want to find me?
Do you want to find Chaka?
It'd be on Twitter. It'd be I'll be on Twitter. I'd be on Instagram. You can just find me at Chakapocalypse on Twitter, at Chakapocalypse on Instagram.
Yeah.
You go to Fartbook and you look up Chaka DeSilva, DeSilva with a V, and that's
YouTube?
Facebook. YouTube is I was gonna leave that for last because that's my primary. I want people to go on that one. That's
Alright.
Yeah.
Chakapocalypse on the search. You're gonna get the link also. From these two beautiful women.
Yay!
And that's just my thing, man. Is the vlogging and YouTube. I really want people to go on YouTube. If you go on Instagram at Chakapocalypse, you'll get a treat because as a hobby, also I just take a picture of toys and I put realistic backgrounds behind them, and I just love showing that off. It's just a little hobby, whatever that I do.
No, but that's
But
fine.
you'll be seeing me also on CW.
Yay!
Yeah. Coming next year.
And
winter.
The Neighbor.
Yeah, and The Neighbor coming out next year summer.
2016, the year of the Chaka
2016. This is my decade, not a year.
Well,
Yeah,
but
there you go.
There you go. Okay. True
And
that.
you can find them also here on Toys and Coffee.
Yes.
Yes.
Have a great one, you guys.
Bye.